Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing congruency. This is the topic that we are starting today. And in congruency, you will be studying the different types of congruency, what is actually congruency. But before that, if you want to enroll yourself for one-on-one classes or for batch classes for GCSE for any subject, the classes are at just £6 per hour, and you can just email us at exactadmin@gmail.com for the further communication or for the further details. We are also starting the crash course, past paper discussion classes, so you can enroll for that as well. And we have started the test series. So in that test series, basically it's a set of 10 tests. You have to appear for the test, the online test. You have to write it down just like the real scenario. You have to give the paper, and then our coordinators check it, marked it, and provide you the full solution, the detailed solution. Plus you will get 2 free live sessions included in, and all these at just £20. Well, this is a Christmas offer. It's actually £40, but we are giving it a 50% discount for the Christmas. So just email us at exactadmin@gmail.com, or if you want to enroll or if you want to book your demo for any subject from year 1 to year 13, just email us. Okay, so let me start with the congruency. Congruency, here we are studying congruency of triangles. So congruent triangles means I'm talking about two different triangles having the same corresponding sides and same corresponding angles, and ultimately you can say they are equal in size and shape. So they are exactly the replica of each other, and such triangles are called congruent triangles, as you can see here. Now see this one, they are looking like exactly the same, and actually they both are the equilateral triangle having the side 3 centimeters. So this is 3 centimeters. Similarly, this is 3, this is 3. This one is also 3 centimeters, this one is 3 centimeters, and so does this. We have to check the corresponding sides. Corresponding sides, that means if I'm picking the left one, then I have to pick the left one here as well, and I have to see whether they are equal or not. Again, the second corresponding side, so if I'm picking this side, so this corresponding side has to be equal. That means the left one should be equal to the left one. Now the base one, the bottom one, and this bottom one should be equal. Similarly, this angle has to be equal. This angle has to be equal. This angle and this angle has to be equal. When all the corresponding sides and angles are equal, then we can say that they are congruent triangle. That means they are exactly the same. Now there are certain conditions of congruency. That means you have to see, it's not necessary every time in a triangle that they will give you all the sides or all the angles to let you know whether it's congruent or not. Maybe they have mentioned like in exam or in any calculation, it's mentioned only 2 sides, 1 angle, 2 angles, 1 side, and on the basis of that, if you have to find whether it's congruent or not, for that the congruency, you can say, properties are required. So that we will be studying, but before that it's important to know the initial conditions required to prove that two triangles are congruent. Let me show you by drawing it. Suppose I just want to know that minimum how many sides or angle has to be equal to predict whether this triangle is congruent or not. Suppose I have drawn a line of say 5 centimeters. So 2 lines will be there, 5 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Now one side I have drawn equal. Here I have drawn an angle of 30 degree and now an angle of 70 degree. So it would be like this. Again, what I did, I have drawn this angle. So what I have decided, this B is 45, this B 70. Okay. Now suppose here I have drawn at 60 degrees, and here I have drawn 60 degrees as well. So obviously they don't look like each other. So that means one side, if they will have one side equal, that will not gonna help you. No time, no way. Now I'm just moving on to my second conclusion. Maybe if two sides are equal, I can get the whole figure same. So let me see this one. We still have the same 5 centimeter line segment. Now I'm drawing a side. This one is 60 degrees. And let's say this be 5 centimeters. So the remaining would be like this. Now the next one is, as I told you, we're looking for two sides being equal. So at the angle of 30 degrees, I'm drawing 5 centimeters. So it would be somewhere here. So this one is 5 centimeters. And now I need to join this. Clearly, these two triangles are not equal from any side. So that means only two sides are equal won't help you. We have to look the other way. Now let we just include the third side. If third side is 5 centimeters as well, then this angle has to be changed. We have to change this angle. So that means if I want to prove something congruent, I need three sides. That can be one possibility. Only two sides won't help. Or if you're looking for two sides, you have to consider the angle. Now let's see how we can do that. So I have to draw, suppose this is 60 degrees I have drawn. Now similarly, this is 60 degrees, and then let's say the side be 4 centimeters. So as I have included angle, I need this corresponding angle equal, which is again I'm drawing 60 degrees. If this is 60 degrees and this is 4 centimeter again, if you will join it like this, you can clearly see they are looking like each other. So from here I can conclude that at least we should know two sides and any angle. Similarly, by doing that, we will get that we need two sides and two angles and one side. So there are some combinations by which the mathematician concluded that at least these things we should know to prove the congruency. And those 5 congruency rules that I'm gonna discuss here. So let me see. So the first one is side, side, side. SSS stands for side, side, side. It means that we need all the three sides are equal. If two triangles are given, even if the angles are not mentioned, but their three corresponding sides are equal, I can say that these two triangles are congruent triangles. That means their angles are automatically equal. They are the replica of each other. In this triangle, this is the triangle 1 and the second one is triangle 2. If I'm going to compare, I can see the corresponding sides be equal. This is 3 centimeters and this is 3 centimeters. These two are corresponding sides. Similarly, this and this, they both are corresponding sides and they are equal. And the third one, this and the corresponding side, this, are equal. So I can clearly see that all the three corresponding sides are equal, which means this is congruent by SSS. Moving on to the next one, here it's ASA. It stands for angle, side, angle. Important thing is there is an order in they have written in an order. It's ASA. That means in our triangle it has to be an angle, then a side, than an angle. So if I'm going to compare these two triangles which are given here, I can see the corresponding angles are equal. This one is 40, this one is 40. So these two corresponding angles are equal. The next, angle side. So I can't pick just this side, right? It has to be in order. So this angle and then a side, this side just after it. So I can see this 10 centimeter and this 10 centimeters are equal. So angle side. So far we got one corresponding angle equal, one corresponding side equal. Then as the name suggests, angle side angle. So third one is angle. Now corresponding angles are equal here as well. That means angle included side angle of corresponding triangles are equal. So these two are congruent by angle side angle. The third one is side angle side. Here in this diagram, as you can see, the corresponding first side 10 and 10 are equal. And then the next angle, corresponding angle, both are 30 degrees, so they are equal. And then its corresponding side, which is 4 centimeters, are equal. As I told you, it's important to know the corresponding sides and angle, but they have to be in particular order. So SAS, which means side, then an angle, then a side. Next one is AAS, which is angle side. So angle side, again it's in order. First angle, and then it has to be the side. In this triangle given below, you can clearly see there is one angle equal, corresponding angles equal. Then the next one is angle. There is no side in between which has to be equal, else it will become ASA. So the next would be A again. So angle and corresponding angle. And then finally the corresponding side and the corresponding side. So in this case, you can clearly see its angles, angle and side, and in this order they are arranged. So this, if you have seen such, if you are able to see such arrangement, then you can clearly see that by AAS it's congruent. So congruency, that means they both are exactly same. And the last and the fifth one is RHS. So RHS is right-hypotenuse-side. So R stands for one right angle. There has to be one corresponding right angle. They both should have one right angle. The next would be hypotenuse. Their hypotenuse is equal. Hypotenuse is the longest side of a triangle, and also it's generally what I have seen that kids get really confused in finding hypotenuse if the orientation of triangle is changed. Like in this is very common. Right angle triangle is really easy to spot the hypotenuse, but if you change the orientation of a triangle, then it would become sometimes really difficult for the kids to find the hypotenuse. Say for example, if I rotate this one like this, then it would become really difficult for the student to find the hypotenuse. So if you are not able to spot the hypotenuse, you should know one thing, that the side opposite to right angle is always the hypotenuse. Okay, so this one and the side opposite to this is hypotenuse. So this corresponding hypotenuse is equal, has to be equal, and one side, any side, the remaining two legs, this is the leg, that is the side, or this is the leg, this is the side, you can see either of them, if the corresponding sides are equal, then they are congruent by right hypotenuse side. In this case, I can see both have the same hypotenuse, which is 5 centimeters. Both have one side equal, which is 3 centimeters, and one right angle. So this is a congruent triangle. Now let me see some questions how we can solve, how can we apply these congruency to find the congruent triangle. Now this question one says, for the given triangles, state the rule that tells you that they are congruent. That means we know that they are congruent, but we just have to tell out of those 5 rules, which one can I apply here to prove its congruency. So if we have to start with looking the corresponding sides or angles, here clearly you can see no corresponding angle is mentioned, but yeah, the sides are there. So 16 and 16 corresponding sides, so one corresponding side is equal, check. Next, the next corresponding sides are equal, check, and the third corresponding sides are equal as well, check, which means this is congruent by SSS, side angle side. So simple. When you are writing it in exam, you're supposed to write down, or you're supposed to compare the triangles. So in solution, I would be writing on comparing the triangle ABC and triangle DEF or DFE. So I can say AB is equals to DE. The corresponding sides are equal, and this is 14 centimeters. Clearly, now similarly I can write CB equals FE is equals to 3 centimeters, and CA is equals to FD is equals to 16 centimeters. So clearly these are equal. The corresponding 3 corresponding sides are equal. So hence by SSS we can prove them congruent. So that you are supposed to write it down. Moving on to the next question. The question 2 says, for the given triangles, state the rule that tells you that they are congruent. Again, we know they are congruent, but by which rule? So if I see, I can clearly see, I can start with the angles and clearly see the corresponding angle, this and this angle is equal. So let me just compare it on comparing triangles, triangle ABC, and on the other side I'm comparing the triangle DEF. Clearly angle A equals angle D equals 40 degrees. They both are corresponding. Then the side AB is equals to side DE equals 10 centimeters. This side and this side are equal, so which is 10 centimeters. Now angle B equals angle E is equals to 110 degrees. This and this are clearly equal. So I can say that angle, side, angle, by this they are congruent. So I can say by ASA they are congruent. Moving on to the third question. In question 3, it says, in the figure, C is the midpoint of both line segments AE and DB. Prove that the triangles ABC and DEF are congruent. Whatever they're asking you to prove, you just have to compare them. Here, they are saying that the triangles ABC and DEF are congruent. That means you have to write that down here as triangle ABC and DEF. I need to compare them. That's it. Since it's mentioned that C is the midpoint of BD, I can say that BC equals CD. And line segment BD, AE has midpoint C, which means AC is equals to CE. So I can say that side AC of triangle ABC and CE of triangle DEF are equal. Similarly, for DC, it's equals to CB. So I can clearly see that I have written other way around. It has to be CB here and DC here. So two sides are equal. Then one angle, which is angle ACB, that is this angle, and angle DCE, which is this angle. They both are equal because of vertically opposite angles. They are equal. Now clearly I can see side, angle, side are equal. So by side, angle, side, I can say that they are congruent. And thus we have proved it. So by side, angle, side, they are congruent. Moving on to the next one. Well, in the above figure, ABCD and FEAB are parallelograms. Then prove triangles FDA and ECB are congruent. Okay, well, if I'm going to explain you in this diagram, maybe it would be a little bit difficult. But if I show this one by dissociating it, then it would be easier for you to understand. Now see in this triangle, it's mentioned that ABCD and FEAB are parallelogram, which means I can say that ABCD is this one, and FEAB, this one, are parallelogram. So clearly what I can say that if ABCD in solution, what I'm writing is that if ABCD is a parallelogram, that means clearly AB is equals to DC. AB equals DC because they are nothing but the opposite sides of a parallelogram, and we know they are equal and parallel. Similarly, if this one FEAB is a parallelogram, so FEAB is a parallelogram. This one is a short way of writing parallelogram. Then FE is equals to AB by the same, that means opposite sides are equal. So AB is equals to FE. If DC is equals to AB and FE is equals to AB, that means clearly FE equals DC. So FE is equals to DC. Let's say they both are equals to X. So this part be X and this part be X. If I want to calculate this length FD, that means I have dissociated these two triangles. So FD, this is FD here and this is FD here. This FD is made up of FE plus ED, clearly. E is point here in this triangle. So FE plus ED, we just equated FE as X. And let's say ED be Y. This part belongs to, let I name it Y. So ED will be Y. So FD would be X plus Y, clearly. And by the same logic, EC, if I look into EC, that means EC is here. D is point there, this is D point. And I just explained that DC is also X, so this is X. And ED we assumed as Y. So FD is X plus Y and EC is also X plus Y. So I can say that FD is equals to EC. So this corresponding side is now equals to this corresponding side. So you can write down in your main exam as FE, simple, you just have to write that FED is equals to FE plus ED and EC is equals to ED or DC plus ED. Since FE and DC is also equals to each other, so from here I can conclude FD is equals to EC. At least we got one corresponding side as equal. The next part we can find if it's a parallelogram, so I can say DA is equals to CB. So DA is equals to CB because it's already mentioned that ABCD is a parallelogram. Similarly, FABE is a parallelogram, so I can say EB is equals to FA. So EB is equals to FA. So in this triangle, if I'm going to compare these two triangles, triangle 1 and triangle 2, I can say FD is equals to EC. We just saw DA is equals to CB. and we just saw EB is equals to FA. So by side, this triangle is congruent. Well, even by angles also we can prove. I can prove that this angle is equals to this angle because these two are parallel line and this is a transversal. So by corresponding angles, they are equal. Similarly, I can say this one and this one be equal. But by sides also we can prove. So by side, it's congruent. So yeah, that's it for today in this video. In the next video, we'll be doing the worksheets. So again, I'll be saying if you need any classes, if you need classes for mock tests, for crash course, or for any, just email us at gcseuk@gmail.com. Or if you want to access all these materials for free, so just visit gcseuk.com. So that's it for today. Bye everyone. Take care.